It's on the... Ah! He made it! Oh my...
Hello everyone and welcome inside of Platt Arena. It is the second Crossroads League game of the season, and this one is Mount Vernon Nazarene against the Huntington University Foresters. Mount Vernon comes in at 7-0, coming off a first win against the University of St. Francis on Wednesday night. Huntington dropped their opener at Spring Arbor in a closely contested game. They're looking to get back on track, and they've played extremely well here in Platt Arena, Brady.
Yeah, it seems to be a theme throughout all the Huntington sports teams. They play extremely well here at home in Platt Arena. And yeah, you mentioned you never want to drop your first game of the conference season, but still everything is on the table. That conference championship, that top 3 seed in the tournament, everything is still within reach. And this Huntington squad, you know they're going to get the job done here in Platt Arena this afternoon.
Huntington sits at 6-2. They were defeated by Ohio Christian in their first official game of the year. They won what ended up being a forfeit against East West to start the season, and then they dropped one against Spring Arbor. Their shot selection down the stretch against Spring Arbor was just not what we're used to seeing. A lot of guys taking tough shots, kind of out of rhythm. They took good care of the basketball. They did not shoot it well from deep. They did not shoot it well from the free throw line. That is a bad recipe in a close game.
And I think that's sort of the biggest glaring weakness with this team is just how streaky they can get from the field. It's great when they can play through Lasisi and Caden Johnson down low and get some high percentage looks in the paint. But when this team is relied on to shoot the 3 to get the lead or extend the lead, sometimes they've come up short and they've gone cold. So I think for Mount Vernon, if they're going to want to win this game, I would start out in the zone, play some drop coverage on those pick and rolls, force HU to shoot their way to a lead. And if they start knocking some down, you can go to a man, come out of the zone. I think that's going to be the key to victory because so far this season, HU has had a tough time staying consistent from the field.
What has allowed Huntington to win a few games this year, and maybe a little different from past teams, their defense has been good, and it's going to have to be good against this Mount Vernon team who is averaging well over 90 points per game.
Yeah, this HU defense has been smothering so far. They're allowing the 3rd least amount of points per game to opponents this season at 71.1. So it's a tough team to score on, but I think Caden Johnson, he is going to be tested tonight. This is a Mount Vernon team that likes to get downhill. They like to play physical. They force the most fouls from any other team in the conference. They force about 20 fouls per game. So I think this is going to be a big test for Caden Johnson. Can you defend well against a lot of defenders? There's going to be a lot of guards driving to the net. Can you defend well and stay out of foul trouble? I think that is going to be the key to this matchup.
A big part of the success for Mount Vernon, of course, comes from their leading scorer, one of their leading scorers, because they got 2 averaging right at 19. Peyton Heiss, in his sophomore year at 6'4", has just been lights out.
Yeah, that dude is an absolute monster. He can just do about anything that the coaches ask him to do on the floor. He can rebound, he can pass, he can shoot from 3, he can shoot inside. He is definitely going to be a player to watch in my eyes for that Crossroads Player of the Year come the end of the year.
And then you've got on the other side another player who is technically a redshirt freshman, Miles Good, coming off a career high where he was extremely efficient against a good Spring Arbor Cougars defense.
Oh yeah, and just using the eye test, Miles Good, he has really grown into that primary ball handler role very quickly, and it's been really fun to watch. As you mentioned, career high 23 last game, the first game of the conference season. He has been extremely efficient perimeter defender, extremely efficient from the field. It's been really fun to watch him, and he is a big reason why this offense is so well ran there for the Foresters.
We are just about set. You see the starters for Mount Vernon coming out on the court. We are going to send it to a short break right after their 5th player comes out to show you the hype video that we'll show here in the arena, and we'll show it to you on FDN Sports, created by our FDN Sports students. Oh my goodness! Fine, Roman scores again, make it 4 for 4. another basket. Jackson crosses over, 15-footer, he's feeling it now. He can get it going quickly. One of the best scorers in this conference and ultra efficient doing it. Drew fires another three, that's his second already. And now we're set to see the starters for the home Foresters. They go back to the lineup we've seen most year. They did make a slight change for a while, and that was just at the Spring Arbor game. Cade Brenner started for Matthew Spears, but they are back to doing what they did in the first handful of games. It is Caden Johnson. You see Miles Good here, our player to watch, coming out on the court. Kalen Lasisi, Matthew Spears, and of course, Jackson Paul in his final year of collegiate ball. On the other side for Mount Vernon Nazarene, it is Peyton Heiss, our player to watch for the Cougars. Isaiah Brown, a sophomore as well, averaging 19 points per game at 6'6". Trent Koning, it feels like Trent Koning has been there for 7 years. And then there's another Koning on the roster. He's a good player and a very great shooter, averaging over 15 points per game in back-to-back seasons. So another guy to watch. Reed Plattfoot, who is a freshman from Jackson Center, Ohio, and it is capped off by Devin Dreyer out of Dayton, Ohio, who is also 6'7". It's Jared Ronay, who is in his 11th season. He's been one of the most successful Mount Vernon coaches ever, and he brings in a team here. We talked about a lot of firepower offensively. Yeah, and I feel like both these squads, they match up very well, sort of in similar situations in terms of the youth movement. A lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen. Koning, a redshirt senior, he's in the starting lineup, but overall, two very young, hungry squads who are looking to get off to a good start here at the beginning of the Crossroads season. Foresters and Cougars just about set on FDN Sports. Of course, some familiar faces on both benches. Assistant coach Brett Vipperman, one of the best players in Mount Vernon Nazarene history, to my left here with Coach Ronay. And down to our right is Jared Yock and Mitchell Wilson, along with Chase Verba and Will Rickard. This Huntington team looking to get back on track. Of course, so far this season, they're 1-0 following a loss. We'll see if they can make it 2 wins following a loss. Miles Good is coming off a career night at Spring Arbor, and Caden Johnson back-to-back Offensive Crossroad League Player of the Week. Good defense there to double down on him by the Cougs. Swing pass, Spears has not shot it well recently, but that is a big triple right out of the gate. So there it is. They come out in the zone, and that is going to be the key, knocking down those open looks. The Cougars are going to be willing to give up those open shooters because HU has not been great at shooting the 3 ball. But right there, Spears gets going early, 1 for 1. Offensive rebound to start for Dreyer. It's kicked out left side, Koning. This is Heiss, who has been very good at doing just that, but missed that shot as he was closely guarded by Jackson Paul. JP weaves through the lane, strong finish, and it's a 5-0 run right out of the gate for Huntington. So fun to watch Jackson Paul go coast to coast with a head of steam. He could get to the rack at will. It's Mount Vernon team, they play fast. You can already feel the pace of this game will become a track meet. This is how Mount Vernon has played for a while as Dreyer fires a triple. Good rises and yanks it away. This Cougar team not necessarily known for shooting the 3 ball right there. Sort of a contested look. Lasisi was right there. Dreyer will be interested to see if he shoots a couple more 3s tonight. KJ back to the basket again. The double comes, and it's tapped out of play by Heiss. I want to go back to that Spears 3. He was 0 for 8 in his last 3 games from downtown. It's so important for him to score around double digits. It either has to be him, Beagle, or Brenner for this team to have a lot of success. Yeah, and it's really good to see him get going as he's going to take another one right there. Won't get it to go. But his role has sort of been decreasing as of late. He's only played 15 minutes against Spring Arbor. So to see him find some success is really nice to see. Dreyer will keep firing, and this time he's perfect from the top of the key. A big fella can do that at 40%. That'll be a big-time asset for the Cougars right there to draw Caden Johnson out of the paint. The Cougars want to drive inside with some of their guards, so if they're able to stretch the floor with Dreyer and keep Caden Johnson out of there, it'll make things a lot easier for him. JP splits the defenders. Good, who's been shooting it better from deep, knocks down his first of the night. That is smooth right there. Gets it
takes a little side step, creates an open look. Miles good, much improved from 3.
And a 3 right back Mount Vernon's way as that one drops in for Isaiah Brown. Just a 27% three-point shooter. And now Jackson Paul gets a foul called on Heiss, their leading scorer.
Wow, that whistle sort of feels like me and Preston can take a breath. This game has been so fast-paced. 2 teams that want to get out in transition and run a fast-paced offense. We expect to see more of this throughout the first half.
We will work on our score bug here and get those records corrected. It's been a busy day back in the studio. A lot of technical issues that we just can't control. So we will get that fixed so you guys have the right stats and standings on your score or on your TV, wherever you may be watching. 9 on the shot clock. Good has 3. He finds Spears, who fires from the corner. That's off the mark. Lasisi rises and creates a jump ball, and it looks like it will go to the visitors. The Cougars will have possession.
So Spears makes his first 3, now is 0 for 2. I'm not sure that necessarily is going to be the game plan, and I don't think those are the type of looks that Coach Jared Yock wants to produce. Spears, a capable three-point shooter, but not exactly the one that you want shooting those somewhat contested threes.
I want to also say this game got started late because our women's game didn't get over until about 3 o'clock. So we're on time here, as on time as we can be. Drive into the lane again by the Cougs. They're stopped by Caden Johnson. Heiss will pull. It's off the mark. Fighting for it on the backside and kept in play there by Brown. The Foresters have numbers. And Jackson Paul nearly turns it over, but it will stay with Huntington.
So HU not deciding to get out in transition right there. You're right, they had numbers. Brown saved it right into the lap of Spears, but not able to push the pace, and the Cougars able to recover.
Ball will lob it up to 6'11" Caden Johnson. He only had 8 shot attempts at Spring Arbor. Just very unusual to see Huntington not give him the ball maybe as much as they should. And that time gave it to him in a tight spot, and somehow Huntington's still going to keep possession. I thought it should be Huntington's basketball, right?
I think they're saying last touch by White, so it's going to be Cougar basketball.
All right, so it will be the Cougs ball. Good defense there, stopping Caden Johnson. So far, he's not had any space to operate in the paint.
I'm sure that was the game plan, make him feel uncomfortable down low. He has had such an impressive season. He is definitely the one they had circled on their scouting report.
Heiss again gets to the rim. This time he finishes, and Huntington can run as it's 3-on-3. JP takes a little 10-footer. It's off the mark, and it's last touched by Dreyer as Caden Johnson kept it alive.
Yeah, just to expand on what I was saying about Caden Johnson, with his success offensively, that it's going to get harder and harder as you go deeper into this season, because more and more teams are going to realize that is the identity of this Forester squad, and if they can slow him down, they can slow the rest of the team down.
Out and running and dunking there is Isaiah Brown, as a couple of new faces will come in soon for Mount Vernon. Spears off to a slow start again. He did knock in the first one, but since then, it's been another cold shooting day. Good. And KJ, just not much room in the paint for Huntington to operate, as Spears a couple of crosses and now tries to get within the lane, and Lasisi backs it down with 4 on the shot clock, steps through, a nice move to tie it up at 10.
Lasisi, great footwork, but that is not what you want for the Cougars. Lasisi recognized that he had that single team, he had single coverage, and was able to just use the body, use the footwork to get an open look.
Koenig finds Dreyer, who has 1 3. That one's strong, and Caden Johnson rips down another rebound. That's his first, but he is averaging a double-double on the season.
He's been so great scoring it and rebounding it. Another player who could be in consideration for Crossroads Player of the Year.
Inside Lasisi, back to work, using that strong 6'6" frame, and scores it right over the top of the taller Reed Platfoot.
He gets it going with a hook shot right there. I love watching Lasisi work down there. Just so fundamental, knows exactly what he's doing.
Miles Good goes to Jackson Paul, who finds KJ, and he was blocked at the rim, but they're gonna say there was a little arm involved, and that will take us to our first media timeout. When we come back, KJ will be at the charity stripe. It's Huntington up 2 on FDN Sports. Back inside Platt Arena is 12-10 Foresters, and feels like exactly what you said earlier in this first half already. You got to take a break during these media timeouts. We got to kind of reset too. This is what has been Mount Vernon's identity for a few years. They want to press, and they want to rebound, and they want to get out and run. And Huntington's playing right there with them in this track meet. Yeah, this is a well-conditioned team right here. Like you said, that half-court defense, they want to press, and they've done so well getting Huntington on their heels in transition, which has allowed them out to only a 2-point deficit. But I would say they're executing their game plan pretty well. They're making Caden Johnson. Lasisi's made a couple tough shots, but things haven't been easy for him down low. Spears missed a couple open threes. That's what they want to do. They want to force Huntington to take some of those threes. They would rather get beat with a 3-ball than have Caden Johnson and Lasisi own the night. So Johnson will have 2 shots here at the free throw line. Missed a handful up at Spring Arbor on Wednesday night. And it has been an improvement as that first one snaps through the rim, but still 59%. It was closer to 70 just a few weeks ago, so kind of dropping down closer to the average. I don't think KJ is probably a 75% free throw shooter, but I also don't think he's a 40% free throw shooter like we saw last year. He's probably going to meet somewhere close to the middle come March, maybe around 60%. We do have those graphics fixed. Again, thank you very much to our crew in the back. They've been working hard all day between games to get everything set up. As Brown works against one of the best defenders in the league, and JP takes a tough 2, and Miles good. Rebounding the ball well here, already his 3rd. Jackson Paul right there, great defensive possession. Defender had him on an island, but he stands tall right there, creates a tough look in the mid-range, forces a missed shot. KJ gets a quick foul called right away on Kyron Granville, who's in for the first time. And we don't see many guys as tall as KJ. We see some guys bulkier. Well, Granville's got both. He's nearly as tall at 6'10", but he's absolutely bulkier and strong inside. Just a freshman from Cincinnati. I was just gonna say, are we sure this guy's a freshman? Can we get some documentation? This dude's an absolute monster out there. Picks up his first foul. Be a fun player to watch. He is averaging 7 points per game and had a good game against Spring Arbor. His, St. Francis, his last time out is good. Just keeps going. This time right at the rim. Slices through the defense right there. That's what you're going to get with the zone. It's going to be hard to get inside, but he uses a soft touch to get it over the 6'10" Granville. Brown has taken a lot of shots here early. It's back in his hands, working against Jackson Paul. It's a swing pass to Koning. Brown, and now Heiss was looking right side. He takes it in, calls his own number, and makes a little floater. How about that by Heiss? Gets Landon Beagle moving on the pump fake. Creates an open lane to the basket, and he's not going to miss those very often. Cutting inside, Brenner finds Beagle. His first shot is perfect. He was 6 for his last 30 from the field. And we talk about the three-point shooting sort of being a weakness for this team, but Beagle is one of those players who has really not, he hasn't had the start that he's wanted from the three-point line, but he can get it going. He can fill it up from deep, and when he's going from beyond the stripe, the rest of the team tends to follow. Foul is going to be called. It's going to be on Brenner. That was kind of one of the knocks on Cade following the Spring Arbor game. He has been shooting the ball better and working more as a scorer, but unable to stay in front of a lot of guys driving on those straight line drives, and he fouled out in only about 19 minutes in that matchup. And what's frustrating is that he has shown flashes of, I would say, defensive excellence as he forces a miss right there. Great on ball, great off ball, just trying to find that consistently on the other side of the ball. Paul finds Beagle, same spot, same result. That is Landon Beagle's game right there. If he can camp out in a corner and the guards can draw a double team, he's going to be very efficient shooting those shots with his feet set. And now he boxes out and has a rebound. He finds Landon again, who goes to good. Same spot as earlier, and the Foresters can't miss from deep. And Coach Ronay needs an early timeout as it's a three-point barrage from the Foresters. This is the risk you take when you run that zone defense. Huntington can get hot, but they can also get cold. Right now, they are flaming hot. Miles good, Landon Beagle. Seems like no one can miss right now. We saw this last time I was on the call here versus Morningside. They were absolutely cold in the first half,
then they got hot in the second. This is a team where now Cougars going to have to make an adjustment. They might have to come out to a man, which is going to open things up for Lasisi and Johnson. We'll see what Coach Ronai wants to do.
Huntington seems to be making all of the right passes right now. What happened in that Spring Arbor game, and I'm not an expert, but just from watching it on the Spring Arbor broadcast, Huntington just started taking shots that were not in rhythm. Beagle and Brenner kind of flying off of screens and taking shots with defenders right in their face when they could probably get something better. Obviously, every shooter in the world is better when they are wide open, maybe other than Drew Goodline or Zach Goodline, what we saw over the last few years. Yeah. But those two, when they can get wide open and have space to take a shot with their feet set, more times than not, it goes in.
Yes, it's not a team. It's not a knock on the Foresters, as Caden Johnson forces a miss, but this is not a team that is going to win playing one-on-one basketball. They're going to need to set some screens, move the ball, especially if they're going to create open looks. You're going to have to swing the ball and get some help side defense to create open looks. One-on-one defense, one-on-one on the offensive side of the ball is not going to win them the game.
Talked about Landon Beagle before. Those 2 threes was 6 for his last 30. That is 20%, and that is following a huge game against Briar Cliff when he knocked in 5 threes. If he can just get back to knocking in 2 to 3 a game, this Huntington team just shifts to the next level. Good. Already feeling comfortable in this one. Gets bumped, threw it up, and he's got free throws coming his way. He is so much more crafty than he should be at his age. He is a true red shirt freshman, and he has learned all the tricks being guarded by Jackson Paul in practice, and Zach Goodline as a grad assistant last year.
And he just oozes confidence. I talked about it sort of in the preseason, but wanting to see that confidence from Miles Good with his decision-making. To open up the year against that East-West, you can sort of see he's a bit hesitant when to drive, when to shoot. If he got cold, didn't want to take too many shots. But here, he's just slicing through the defense, picking the perfect time to kick it out, perfect time to take open shots. He has been fantastic and a lot of fun to watch here as of late.
I've told the story before the season. Jared Yock looked right at me the first time I saw him in the summer and said, Miles Good is going to be the person that surprises every Forester fan. Granville has forced another tough one, and a foul is called on Caden Johnson. Looks like he didn't let Granville land, and there's really been an emphasis on that. He picks up his first.
Yeah, not allowing him to land right there. Caden Johnson, only his first foul. I've been impressed with the way he's been able to defend and not foul, but I think that's sort of going to be the game plan for the Cougars. See if they can drive in, get him in foul trouble, and force HU to shoot their way to a victory. So far, they've done a great job shooting the basketball from 3, but I think the game plan that they want to do is run the offense through Caden Johnson, Jackson Paul, driving inside, and maybe hitting some open looks if they can.
Granville splits the pair, and he will head to the bench as Plattfoot is back in. Granville has been a pretty good free throw shooter here in his freshman campaign at 70%. So you add the 6'10" frame with all the strength and good touch. Got a potential all-conference type player down the road.
Yeah, that is just boatloads of potential right there. Coach's dream.
JP working against Burkholder, and not much resistance there by the 5'9" guard as JP takes him right to the rim.
Hit him with the tween in the half court and got on the hip of Burkholder, and he just decides, yeah, I'm going to the rim with this, and makes a tough shot.
BD Lore can't get this one to go. It's blocked by Beagle on the backside and then fought for as Abib got the offensive rebound, and he's tied up. It's Forester's basketball.
So a couple more substitutions. Pretty large rotation here for Coach Ronai, realizing he's down by a good amount early on in the first half. Just trying to see if anyone can get anything going.
Another lob over the top as Jackson Paul runs, finds Lasisi, who rises and puts an exclamation point on a big run for the Foresters.
Lasisi leaving no doubt right there. Not interested in the layup, goes up with 2 hands and slams it home.
Dreyer may have got away with the walk, but it's missed underneath anyway by Abib, and now Huntington can go up by 20 or 21. JP puts it on the floor, gets to his spot, kicks it out. Spears, who couldn't quite hold on at first, now takes it to the rim. Lasisi thought about a rare 3. This is the guy you can't leave, nearly 70% from three this season. And it's swiped away, and Trent Koenig stops the run.
Yeah, Tatum Metzger has been a great shooter, but not necessarily someone who you want dribbling the basketball too much. He has, so far this season, been a spot-up shooter. I know he has the ability to high recruit out of Fishers, but for the most part, want him taking those post-up jumpers, open looks. Don't need him putting the ball on the floor too much.
We're going to send it to a short break. We're at the under 10 media. Huntington up 16 on FDN Sports.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean, efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's washroom is ready to serve you.
31-15 Foresters. They have come out on fire, being led by our player to watch. It's always good when you make the right choice. Miles Good, he has 10 already, 3 of 5 from the field to go along with 4 rebounds. My story got a little cut off there. Jared Yock said he has never seen one single player use a red shirt as well as Miles Good did. He got beat up by guys like Jackson Paul, Drew Goodline, Zach Goodline, and Zach, who's an All-American, taught him these little tricks, how to get through spaces, how to hold onto the ball. And you can just see game by game, this is the point guard of the future for the Foresters.
Yeah, he definitely got to work last season while this varsity team was playing, and you can see it right now. The improvement is just so immeasurable, and that is why he's been able to be an impact player so early on in his college career.
Of course, he's a coach's son. His dad, Jared, played for Corey Alford's dad, Steve, at Manchester early on in Steve's coaching days, and now coaches some at Lawrence North as Metzger got in the air and found JP. 10 on the shot clock for Miles to go back to work. Strong move and fouled again. That's what I think I'm most impressed with. Obviously, Miles Good is not an NBA guard, but he just has the ability to create contact because he gets himself in such good places, and then he gets rewarded with free throws.
Yeah, we talked about the NBA. The MVP of the NBA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, sort of plays a similar style of play, initiates contact and forces the defender to make contact with him, sending him to the line. And Miles Good has proven to be very efficient at making tough looks, which has allowed him to be good from the free throw line and convert on 2 points right there.
I mean, he's not even thinking about hitting the rim right now on these free throws or the 2-3 point. He's just locked in at a different zone. Shooters do that. Seen it from Beagle today. Inside, Brenner jumps up, blocked by Good, and then another foul is called. See if it's Metzger or Spears. They will get Tatum for his first, and it'll be free throws for Plattfoot.
Feels like the court has sort of shrunk here for the Cougars. Haven't taken too many three-point chances here as of late. Everything they're doing is getting done down low, which is sort of what they want to do, but with all those bigs out there, Lasisi, Caden Johnson not on the floor right now. Not sure if that's going to be the method to victory.
Huntington has won 7 straight against the Cougars. As that free throw's off the mark, Metzger couldn't handle it. Plattfoot goes right back, and that time it was swiped away by Spears on the block. Metzger had an open look. Kind of surprised not to see him let it fly. He has just been ultra efficient in his chances. 11 of 16 from 3 in his career, Brady.
Yeah, leads the Crossroads in three-point percentage at 69%. He doesn't take too many, but when he does, they're usually open looks, and he usually knocks them down.
Good. Stops and controlled. Finds Spears, who nearly banks it in. It's ripped down by Trent Koenig, and out and running again with Brown, who goes coast to coast and scores a nice shot right around the rim. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, a lot of weapons on this Cougar team, and that is what we saw early on in the first half. That's what they want to do. They want to get out in transition, force turnovers, use the numbers that they have, the disadvantage that HU's on, and get easy looks like they just had.
Tatum will be pulled as Jackson Jones comes in. Coach Ronay trying to get that possession rewarded to his team. It'll stick with Huntington, 25 on the shot clock, less than 9 minutes left in the first half. So Cece has those 4 points on 2 made shots. Spears trying to drive to the rim, thought he was fouled, falls away. There's Kalen again with an O board, goes up strong and has earned a couple of free throws.
Matthew Spears penetrates right there. I just feel like if that first look isn't there, he used his pivot foot, he stopped. No need to take that fading away jumper on the Crossroads League logo. I feel like you can just pick the ball up and try to find someone else on the three-point line. I know Lasisi was able to pull down the offensive board, but could have easily been a waste of possession.
That is 3 fouls already on Plattfoot, 8 on the Cougars. As Lasisi, he's knocked in his last 3 free throws. He made a couple at Spring Arbor. He's not a great free throw shooter in his basketball career, but he's also been given the green light to step out and take 1 or 2 threes a game. He's worked hard on that aspect of his game.
Yeah, definitely wants to be a better shooter. He's done a good job of it from the free throw line, and that's such an asset to have your bigs be able to knock down those free throws at a pretty consistent clip.
Knocks those both in. He's 2 for 2 today, now 67% on the season. As Koning tries to get to the free throw line extended, it's Dreyer against Johnson. He takes the 15-footer, and it's perfect.
Dreyer gets it to go over the 7-footer, Caden Johnson. Not sure that was a great look right there, but if he's going to be able to knock it down, go ahead and take it all you want.
JP surveying, trying to look for Brenner, who's got it now. We've yet to see Cade let one fly as he finds Jackson Jones. Limited minutes here in his first year, and he's fouled. And more free throws for HU. They have lived at the line so far in this one.
Yeah, it's cool to see Jackson Jones get an opportunity off the bench here early. He's always in the plex, working on his game, working on his shooting right there. Gets his defender up in the air with the pump fake, drives inside. Doesn't get the shot to go through the contact, but has a chance to earn his 2 points from the free throw stripe.
Jackson from Council Bluffs, Iowa, makes the first one. He's a transfer from Eastern Tennessee State University. 7 games so far this year, right around 6 minutes per game. He has not played more than 9 minutes in a single game. But my note was, coming in, if someone like Landon Beagle or Cade Brenner can't find their shot from deep, you start looking down the bench at Taden Metzger and Jackson Jones to see who can step up.
And Luke LaGrange has also been in that list. He's made an impact. He's had an opportunity to be sort of that spark plug guy. But yeah, it's just really whoever's hot that day, Coach Yak has a lot of options.
Brown goes right into Brenner, and that's kind of what we talked about at Spring Arbor. He's already got 2 fouls with the lead at 17. Coach Yak probably thinking about making a move.
And that puts Coach Yak in a tough position. You obviously want Brenner out there on the floor, but when he's getting into foul trouble, that just makes it hard for him to find consistent playing time, and he is such an asset when he's out on the floor.
Brown, they did reward him with 2 free throws, so he'll take his first, and it's perfect. Brown, only a sophomore, 6'6". I'm hoping I'm saying this right. My Ohio people in the chat. Olentangy, Ohio? I don't know.
Sounds right.
That's what I'm going to go with. He averaged 7.7 points per game last year as a freshman. He's breaking out this year. He's been in double digits in each and every game for the Cougs this year.
Yeah, came off the bench in every single game he played in last season, but already with his first opportunity in the starting lineup, he's made the most of it.
Jones off the mark, the left-handed shooting sophomore, couldn't get it to drop, and it's Isaiah Brown now showing us the scoring, but also grabbing the miss. Heiss and Brenner lucky to not pick up his third as Heiss kicked it out of play for a turnover.
Talk about lucking into I don't know if they're going to rule that as a steal or a poked ball, but Brenner just lost his footing right there as we're going to get another look. Hits off his ankle right there and goes out of bounds. Brenner lucks into one, lucky he didn't pick up his 3rd foul.
Olentangy. Okay, that's what I got from my Ohio guy. Been in the chat a lot tonight. You guys can all comment and tell us where you're watching from, who you're watching. We'd love to say hello. FDN Sports crew as Brenner is open, and it's off the mark, and it's ripped down by Dreyer.
Brenner doesn't get his first one to go. We talked about it. He has been so much improved from 3, finally getting that consistency that HU fans have been waiting for. He's been shooting 47% from 3 over his last 3. expect him to get more to go as this night continues.
Johnson recovers and sends it out of play for his first block of the night, as that's Abib going to work. You see that one coming right into your living room on the replay, as Huntington remains ahead by 16. Yeah, leave us a chat, though. Brady and I would love to say hello. This is an all-student crew besides myself, as Heiss fires a 3. It's too strong, and Huntington grabs the miss.
Heiss has been quiet tonight. We talked about him pregame, having a great start to his season, averaging 19 points a game, but has been quiet. Only 4 points already in this first half.
Johnson again stopped down on the block. I think Mount Vernon has done an excellent job keeping him under control so far, scoring the ball as Brenner finds him, and he's blocked from behind, but gets his own miss and sticks it back.
That's frustrating right there. Dreyer, great defensive recovery on Johnson, gets the block, but Johnson able to get it right back and puts it through.
Brown again with the little Euro step floater. Has it again as Jackson Paul sprints across the timeline. Now we'll slow it down to find Miles Good, who quickly steps into a 3. He is on another planet right now shooting the basketball.
I think that's his spot right there. The left wing, Miles Good, looking so comfortable shooting the basketball right now.
Another 3, this time from the Cougs, is in and out by Dreyer. There's Good with his 5th rebound. He's gonna sprint in transition and find JP, who slows it down with 5 minutes left on the clock here in the first half.
HU with a chance to go up by 20 here. They have absolutely been dominating this first half in Platte Arena.
They've just shot it at such a high level, as there's a holding foul up top on Dreyer, and it will allow us to take another break. We're at the under 5 media. Huntington just continues to shoot it well from deep. They're up 19 on FDN Sports when we come back. Back here in Platte Arena, I want to say hello to some of the fans watching in the YouTube chat. I want to say hello to Rich Shelsky and his son Trey, who's committed to come here and play last year. Guard from Heritage Point. His dad is his coach there, and excited to see his season start. Probably should start in the next few days. Also want to say hello to Matthew Spears' father, Chris, checking in. Wish he could be here today, but his Crispus Attucks Tigers had a game today. Says, let's go Foresters. Thanks for tuning in. Luke Fetters, Dr. Luke Fetters, he bought my dinner at Chava's the other night.
That?
Super nice guy. He's tuning in, getting ready to return from Huntington University, Arizona. Says, thanks for the broadcast. And again, if you're a Mount Vernon fan, a Huntington fan, go ahead and tune in and hop in the chat. Tell us where you're watching from. We'd love to say hello. A lot of times we hear from familiar faces, but also we hear from people from all over the country, which is such a cool thing for our student crew.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of being on this broadcast, and just hearing where everyone's watching from. And I know Mount Vernon, that's quite a hike to Huntington, Indiana and Platte Arena, so I'm sure a lot of Mount Vernon fans are tuning in here tonight.
Empty trip there for KJ, as the Cougars will try to cut in this lead. It's a big 5 minutes for Mount Vernon, Brady, to try to get a little closer before they go to the halftime break. Granville, the big fella inside, pushes one up, and a strong move against 6'11", Caden Johnson.
Yeah, using that strong body right there, puts his shoulder into the chest of Caden Johnson, gets the lay to go.
Jackson Paul being worked inside as Johnson now goes right back at Granville. Up and under. His footwork is just so good when he gets caught inside. You think, where's he going to go? He finds the open spot.
Yeah, what he makes up for in strength, he makes up with his footwork right there. Gets the spin. Gainwell can't keep up. Johnson, nice little reverse layup. That is what's taken his offensive game to the next level.
Man, Good just keeps rebounding. Now 6 as Jones catches, fires, and hits a 3. And Like I said, some of these other guys can't hit shots. Maybe the lefty Jones can.
Right there, the southpaw gets the spot-up jumper. No hesitation. I love that from him right there. Gets the ball, hits his hands in the shooter's pocket, goes up, gets it to go.
And an offensive foul is called there as Jackson Jones was elbowed in the face by, let's see, who was that? It looked like it was Brown that was whistled. And they're not going to come look at it. It's just going to be a regular offensive foul. And not really much complaint from Coach Renee. That's 11 team fouls now on Mount Vernon. Beagle catches and fires. That's off the mark. Another quick 3 up by Landon as Mount Vernon will push back with this pace.
But again, when it rains, it pours. This HU team got really hot from 3. Now they're taking these looks with no hesitation. I like that idea from Beagle.
Abib knocks in a long jumper. They'll count it as a 3 to make it a 19-point game.
Mount Vernon down 19, but still they don't feel out of it. Still tons of time, whole other half to play.
Good job by Lasisi to keep that pivot foot down and reset the offense here with Miles Good, who's had the hot hand in this first half, 15 already. He finds Spears, who fires a 3. That's short. Caden Johnson grabs the miss and skips it to Beagle, but instead he skipped it to Burkholder, who's hanging out on the bench.
A rare turnover from Caden Johnson. He has been so good at that. Just found the open 3-point shooter just a tad bit late and splits them. Gonna go out of bounds for a turnover.
47-28 with 2:40 left in our first half. The Foresters shooting it extremely well at a high clip, both from 2 and 3. And now Johnson creates a steal and has Huntington a chance to run once more.
And he uses that length so well, intercepts the pass on the pick and roll, and Miles Good just keeps it going from 3.
You expect it to go in at this point. He's at 18. He's coming off a career high. He's trying to get to his next career high before the halftime break today.
You might want to stop him from getting to that left wing, because as soon as he gets there, it just feels like it's going up, and at this point, just feels like it's going in every time.
What really hurt Huntington in that game against Spring Arbor as well, and maybe some of you listeners don't know it because you didn't follow the game or watch the game, he sat for about a 4-minute stretch with a cramp. And when he went to the bench, it was on his right calf, I believe, and Chase Verbo was actually giving him all these kind of fluids and snacks and doing a little training work over there as the assistant coach. When he sat, Huntington lost all rhythm offensively, and I really think that's not why Huntington lost, but it was a big reason why they didn't win. I'll say that, Brady.
And you just talked about the momentum that he provides. It's great having Jackson Paul here as a graduate senior, but this HU team, they're still going to have their heartbeat next year. Jackson Paul has usually been that for his time here at HU. He's going to be happy to know that Miles Good going to be carrying the torch here for the remainder of his career.
Well, CC shot fake, trap down low, kicks it out. Spears catches, 3 on the shot clock, fires from the volleyball line. It's off the mark, and not the best possession by the Foresters there. Didn't get a clean look as they will send it back to the Cougars. Still up 20 here in the first half.
Let's see if the Cougars can sort of use that good defensive possession as a momentum swing. Down by 20. Got a chance to go on a run here, maybe cut the lead down to 12, 15, something lower than 20 going into the locker room and make your team feel a lot better.
Coney has been quiet in this first half. Hands it off to Isaiah Brown, who's really been the go-to scorer. He bumps Jackson Paul back, and that is just a strong 6'6" guard going right into the chest of a good defender. Yeah,
these guards for the Cougars, they want to get inside. They've been so good this season at getting inside and driving, using their frames to get some open looks inside.
Jackson Paul will find Cade Brenner. He's 0 for 1 so far from the field today. Spears had the first one go in, is yet to find the second field goal as he had it knocked away inside. It's a turnover, and now the other way, Abib comes storming past the timeline. He'll put it on the floor, go high off glass, and a whistle comes in as Spears is called for the foul. And Abib back to the free throw line.
Not a good sequence there by Matthew Spears. Was working on the triple option. I'm talking about that last offensive possession by Spears. Had the triple option in the corner, tries to drive inside. We're just a little too late to kick it out on the perimeter and gets the ball poked away, then immediately picks up the foul on the other end.
You try to keep the high spirits with Spears, though, because he is a Division I transfer, and he did have some huge games a few years ago at Lemoyne before going to Arkansas Pine Bluff. He had a game where he scored 27. It's just been a roller coaster. He hasn't played all that much basketball on actual game floors for a while, though.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
You can just tell by looking at him, he is oozing with talent. He has all the ability. You talked about Division I player. You can see it in him, and now Coach Jared Yock is just trying to get it out of him in terms of production on the floor.
Yep, and we will keep it right here for this break. Coach Yock using his use it or lose it timeout, and he will try to draw something quick up here with 46 seconds left. Brady Huntington has just been scorching hot from the field, 16 of 32, 8 of 18, I should say, 44% from downtown. They've taken really good care of the basketball. And again, it's been Miles good, but you had Beagle who went on that run. You had Jackson Paul with the quick four, Lasisi. They just continue to share the wealth on this team.
Yeah, and this half has sort of proved why I would be a terrible head coach. I talked about pregame forcing this HU team to shoot the ball because at times they've gone cold, they've gone hot. It just happens that they've gone hot here in this first half, and they're out to a big lead because of it.
Coach Yock swears they do not live or die by the three because they're going to get good looks, and they're going to take them when Johnson goes strong to the rim off the dribble for two more. He's been quiet, but he can still impact the game on defense, and when he gets the ball inside, he's hard to stop.
Yeah, you don't see often defenders sagging off down in the post, but Abib sort of sagged off Johnson, and he was able to get a running start, put the shoulder straight into the chest, gets a look off glass.
16 seconds until we hit the halftime break. It's inside again for their go-to scorer, Brown, and he's got two more. Huntington can go quick and take the last shot. JP pushes it across the timeline into the paint and is fouled. So Huntington will get the last two free throws, we think, as Brown's called for the foul, but Mount Vernon is going to be able to throw something up at the buzzer.
We saw that once before early on in the half. Jackson Paul pulls down a board and immediately puts his head down, going coast to coast. That time doesn't get the shot to go, but he's going to have a chance at the free throw line.
Off the mark there. Jackson, in that game against Spring Arbor, went to the free throw line with a chance to tie it up pretty early on in the second half and had an empty trip. And it was just a consistent flow or a consistent storyline for HU. It felt like they just needed one of those big shots to go or a couple of free throws to go, and they could not get over the top of that Spring Arbor hill. Quickly into Heiss. He'll launch from half court and just a little short. We've seen one from Tatum Metzger, that time a little short from Peyton Heiss. And we are going to send it to a break. It'll be a special break. It's another episode of HU Treehouse. And when we come back, we'll bring you out for the second half action between the Huntington University Foresters and the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars on FDN Sports.
Families and community came together in a truly impactful way this season. Through teamwork, generosity, and shared commitment to helping others, a grand total of over 1,000 items, canned and non-perishable food items, were collected for local food pantries. You see these young, aspiring basketball phenoms out here. In partnership with United with Love, these donations go directly towards supporting families in need throughout Huntington County. It wouldn't have been possible without the hard effort
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another live episode of the Treehouse. Today we are interrogating 2 suspicious suspects about the disappearance of Adam, as well as learning about their latest album release. In our last episode we interviewed Mark Vincenti, and we determined through our investigation that he's pretty suspicious, and we're going to continue to monitor him. I'm Detective Jaden, and this is the Treehouse.
Here we go, Treehouse Season 5. Control room ready? Ready! All right, audio ready? All right, cameras ready? Ready! Let's do this, guys. Art department, everybody ready? Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I'm Adam Widener, and this is the Treehouse.
Where's Adam?
Carson McFadden and Nathan Deck, also known as Bozad and Nathan the Echo. Security, go ahead and bring them in.
Oh,
Jeez.
watch it, watch it.
Hey, watch
Oh my goodness.
that.
Unbelievable.
Oh, jeez.
Hey,
What's going on with this place?
you guys okay?
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
so. The
Alright.
security guard pulled us from
Yeah.
watching the big game.
She's a boozer, but yeah.
We're really
we
excited
haven't
about
met
this
her.
game, but that's
All right,
okay.
well, I kind of said your
fine.
guys' name, but why don't you guys introduce yourselves, what you guys play, and your roles in creating Strictly Lasagna?
Yeah, so we're Strictly Lasagna. I'm
are.
Bozad.
I'm Nathan the Echo.
The album is basically 10 songs of pure rap goodness, cosmic gumbo between likes of the Beastie Boys and the beauty of something Pink Floydian, I would say.
Yes, yes.
Would you
Pink Floyd
agree?
was a very big inspiration, actually.
Quite intellectual, I must
Yes.
say.
Thank you.
So that leads me to my next question. What was the motive behind creating this album? Like, you know, what was it?
Well, I mean, we just kind of wanted to have fun making a rap album together. Actually, it is a little bit of a concept album because Carson talks a lot about being married, and I talk a lot about being a single man for now. And so yeah, it was a really interesting concept. And we did our best with it. I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say, Carson?
I would say we definitely have.
Sorry, Bozad.
Yeah, no,
Oh my
we're
gosh.
doing something like a little bit different with this album.
Right.
You know, two guys of our stature. You wouldn't expect us to have an album like this, and I think that's what makes this album such a lightning in the bottle moment.
Yes. speaking of lightning in the bottle, I guess, this album has some violence in it, and I actually was there during one of the first live performances at a wrestling tournament. Very violent wrestling tournament.
Yes.
And it has some violence specifically towards members of the Strolls. Do you guys care to explain?
What, the Strolls?
Strolls.
You said?
Yeah, the Strolls.
Like
Great
going for a
Lakes
walk.
Strolls.
I'm confused.
Who is that?
Who's that?
Well, they were, I interacted with them recently.
I-
Pretty cool people,
I
but
have
you guys
no-
are pretty
honestly-
angry at them.
I have literally
They-
no idea who you're talking about. I would say that
Are they like a local band or?
I would say we've actually had some rivalry actually recently.
true, yeah.
Me being a Forsters fan.
Yeah, I
and-
mean, me being a Cougars fan, I mean,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, so
So
let's go
this-
Forsters.
Let's go Cougars!
all right.
Yeah.
That's enough. You guys are-
Sorry,
you know what I
sorry.
mean? Just some rivalry there.
Okay. Is it true that the album was written using AI? I've heard a lot of these disclaimers.
That's what people will say. I'll tell you, they're all wrong.
Well, it's yeah.
Let's get next question.
It's all wrong. Oh, next question.
Next question. I
Okay.
want to see
What
the
are your
next one.
relationships like with Adam Widener? What's your relationship with him like?
Oh yeah.
good
Well,
point. Yeah, that's a
actually, they're pretty good. Actually, we've actually been writing a little song about Adam Widener.
Adam Widener.
Is it on your phone?
We
Are you
have
getting
some.
it from ChatGPT?
We have some.
No,
this is a real,
This is
straight from the dome.
This is human written.
Yeah, go for it.
Versus what I have so far is Adam Widener makes me feel wiser. Gangnam Style video makes me feel lighter. Unfortunately, I'm not a very good writer. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
still
what I have
working
so
on it.
far.
It's
Yeah.
still going. But I have mine.
Yeah. What about you?
Yes, it's true. I stole Adam Weiner. MacBook, yes. I am on the finder. Files on me, homie. I put them in a binder. Tickle me invested. Lori Greiner.
That's
from Shark
Oh
Tank.
yeah, like from
Lori
Shark Tank. You know
Greiner.
the lady from
She's great
wonderful
in
lady.
Shark
I've
Tank,
actually met her
and
before.
she invested in the Scrub Daddy, and it was a very successful.
really
I use it every day.
I heard some troubling lyrics in there. You're not a good writer, so you would obviously use AI. And Carson, what was that? What was that second line?
It's
You took Adam
ironic.
We
Widener?
never. Yeah, it's more of an ironic
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
about
I
Adam.
actually am an amazing writer. It's just.
And we also. It's ironic that I would steal Adam because.
Yeah. Well, why
Yeah.
would I?
It's more you as an artist need to do things that are different to sort of you know.
Hold on. I'm getting. Hello? Okay. Yeah,
believe this.
sure. All right. Okay. Jeez. Okay. All right. We just received some disturbing footage of a possible clue. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Oh my.
If you really want to find
Yo, dude.
What?
Look what I just got sent. I just got sent this by a random number. Look at this.
Oh.
If you want to find me, look closer in the tunnels.
Dude, that's AI.
What?
Are you kidding? Dude, I'm trying to play Expedition 30 Peak, and you're over here showing me AI videos.
What do you mean? Dude, this has to be real.
Dude,
why
how
would
does
it,
that have to be
Why
real?
would it be fake? Why would it be fake?
It is fake. Dude, that's AI. You're so stupid, dude.
I'm gonna go look. You can.
you go
you
look.
stay here.
You go look. It's probably another phishing scam. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
Just talking over break
Welcome back.
about
Yeah.
what we love about Waffle Houses in the country.
Okay.
But yeah, continue.
Yeah,
we were
anyways,
just
yeah.
talking over break, so
Okay,
don't want to
cool.
interrupt, but
Yeah.
we were second guests
list-
on the show. They originally had a different guest and they dropped out, and so they had us as second guests.
Yeah.
So I thought that was strange.
The last thing we want to do is keep the show going too long.
Yeah, because
so,
there's a big game to
Yeah,
get to.
I can
Yeah,
tell.
yeah. Between
Yeah.
Forsters and Cougars. So, what do you got there?
Yeah,
What is
go
that?
ahead. Go ahead, Mr.
Well, I was going to
Jaden.
welcome everyone back, first of all.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
welcome, you're welcome
we're going to
back, welcome
test.
back.
So welcome back, everybody. Everybody watching at home.
Everybody watching at home and everybody watching here, welcome back. Anyways, what were
We're
you
going to
saying?
test if you guys are AI experts, which you
Okay.
guys obviously are. But
Well,
I'll be
we're not,
showing
'cause
them.
everything's
I'll be showing you guys a series of
human-generated.
images,
Okay.
and you guys are going to have to determine whether they are AI or real.
But hold on, I'll take my
Rubbish
glasses off for
or
this.
AI?
Rubbish. Wait, what?
Rubbish.
You can continue. We'd love to see
Continue.
some AI
Okay,
photos.
okay, geez. All right, well, let's get started. We've got this one.
That looks real.
that looks real to me,
That looks
yes.
real. Yeah.
Real to me.
Okay, yeah?
Yeah.
That one's real.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Clearly.
All right, what about this one?
AI, clearly.
Yeah,
AI.
I'd say AI.
Okay, sure.
Is it?
Yeah. I feel like you're not giving
Yeah.
us enough
You
time
guys
to
got
look
that.
at them.
Oh, fast.
AI, that's not a real city.
Yeah, that
It's a
doesn't
fake
look like a
city.
real. There's too many
Made-up
buildings.
city.
What city looks like that?
Well, that's real.
Yep.
So,
That is.
That's
that's
Adam
definitely.
Weiner as
That's definitely
as a
real.
basketball
That's not-
player. He's
that's-
definitely real.
Yeah,
He's
that's
on the
definitely
team of
real.
Foresters. Let's go Foresters!
Let's go Cougars!
Everybody at home.
Make some
Foresters.
noise.
that's AI. That's a Dom Widner.
Oh, excuse me?
Oh, that's totally
I
AI.
don't think you're allowed to say that in this economy.
Just some AI looking headphones.
Yeah,
right there.
those headphones are not real.
Yeah, those
That's
are AI. You
rubbish.
got that one. What about this?
That looks real.
That looks, well, it's up for debate.
It's
I mean,
up for
have you ever
think
seen a
it's-
sunset that beautiful?
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I don't know if they really look like that.
I mean, we really don't like messing with things overseas, but that definitely is saying something about what's going on in the world today.
True.
Would agree or disagree? That's up
Oh,
to
that's
you.
the from Everything Everywhere All at Once, isn't it?
The
That's
film.
the desert
yes, the
scene,
great
yes.
film. Reminds you of Narnia.
No, it's fake.
Oh.
Okay.
You guys were not very good at this.
Looks like we're out of time.
Oh,
Yes.
we have time.
Again,
You are.
I don't know why we were the second choice for this. I feel like
Don't
we
worry about it.
deserved multiple episodes for our great album on Spotify, Apple Music. That's everywhere.
I just feel like we're not getting the respect we deserve. And
Agreed.
honestly, I want to speak to the
I
supervisor.
don't respect criminals. So thank you
Well,
guys for joining.
who said we were-
Thank you for joining us.
Who said we were criminals?
I did. You guys know way too much, even though you're not very good at this. But you guys still know way too much. Thank you guys for joining us. I think you guys could have sent the AI video. You got most of them right. You got a couple wrong, maybe the landscape ones. Security, go ahead and take it
Well,
away.
hey, we're pretty good at this.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having us. And
Thank you for
listen
having
to
us. Thank you
Strictly
for having
Lasagna
us.
on Ow! Ow! Ow!
Get him out.
Jeez.
Get him out.
We just did that. We just did that.
We just did that.
All right.
We just.
Let's review the footage of today's suspects, please. Say that Nathan the Echo and Carson are pretty suspicious. Let us know what you think on our Instagram, thetreehouse.hu, and thank you for watching. Hey, security, please. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of The Treehouse.
Thank you.
These ruffians.
We were shooting a film yesterday, had a camper who had never done anything with sound before. She did one little workshop, took about an hour and a half, and by the end of the workshop, she was feeling a lot more confident. She showed up on set, and she's running boom, and she's recording on the field recorder. She's just elated by how much fun she's having. Every camper that comes through ends up making like between 2 and 4 projects throughout just 1 week. It's unbelievably cool.
Yeah, it was very cool to actually hold a camera that they use to make films, which I always wanted to do.
We designed the character that we would be animating in Toon Boom on Photoshop, and I fell in love with Photoshop in ways I've never thought I would.
Honestly, all of the professors and the directors and teachers are so gifted in their craft, pretty much masters of what they do.
Back and just about set for the second half between the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars and the Huntington Foresters here on the Forester Digital Network. Want to say thank you to all the students who made that episode of the Treehouse happen. Of course, they're getting close to having an answer on that kidnapping, I suppose, of Professor Adam Weiner. Well, in the first half, Huntington kidnapped a lot of easy shots. They shot at such a high level, 51.5%, 17 of 33, 8 of 18 from downtown. They had everything going. Mount Vernon, if they stay in this zone, it just seems like Huntington's going to keep getting whatever they want. I shouldn't say zone, the press, rather.
I would expect Coach Vernon to make some halftime adjustments just to try to make things just a little bit difficult for those spot-up shooters, but it's been Miles Good who's been giving him a tough time. He's made a couple open looks and a couple contested looks. He's having a great night.
Goning goes off glass. It might have been deflected by Lassisi on its way, and it's another miss for the Cougs as Huntington have possession. 20 minutes away from Jared Yock's first career Crossroads League win, following the loss to Spring Arbor, who was beat by Marion today, and Taylor is seconds away from beating #1 Indiana Wesleyan at Taylor. Missed shot by Jackson Paul as Dreyer pulls it down, throws it ahead to Brown, who will fall back from 14, off the mark, offensive rebound, and a foul before the shot.
That was almost like a quarterback right there. Dreyer reeling it back and delivering an on-time pass.
Funny you say that. Bryce Snell, who we've not seen tonight, was 4-year letterman in football, basketball, and 2 years in lacrosse. He was first team All-State in basketball and football. Huh. We haven't seen him yet tonight. So off the mark by Heiss, who's had a cold day shooting it. Another lefty in the game, this time for Mount Vernon. Spears slows it down for Good, who's leading all scorers with 18. And an illegal screen called on Kalen Lasisi. And that's the second foul already here in the second half by the Foresters.
Yeah, maybe a bit too much room there for Jackson Paul. Lasisi had to move on the screen, got his defender to fall down. Gonna be possession to the Cougars.
53-36 as Heiss comes off the screen, is able to kick it to the corner to Brown. We see Plattfoot back out there. He didn't get a play a hole on that first half with 3 fouls. Dreyer, with the size against Jackson Paul, scores another 2.
Good job diagnosing the mismatch right there, getting the look they want, got the switch. Jackson Paul, a good defender, but can't defend against the size right there by Dreyer.
Spears able to get it across the timeline and find Miles Good. Huntington scoreless here in the first minute and 40 seconds of the second half. Good, lobs it up to KJ. Hand off to Spears. He made his first shot of the day, has not made one since. As Caden Johnson has a size advantage, but will pull it back out of the paint. Finds a cutting Good, who goes to Lasisi, and it's a turnover.
Maybe one too many passes right there. Good, maybe should have just gone up with that one. Goes straight to the hands of Lasisi.
Brown goes through the lane, and a foul is called. There are 2 Foresters there. It's going to be on Spears, and it's going to be more free throws for Brown.
So Spears, I believe that's his second foul, so not in too much danger of being in foul trouble. But if some of these Huntington, Spears doesn't play exactly like a big man, but he's a big body. Got to be interested to see who's going to come off the bench to play some of those more minutes if one of Huntington's starters gets into more foul trouble.
So the basketball nearly found its way out to the hallway. So a little bit of time for Isaiah Brown to think about these free throws. On the season, came in at 66.7%, but he's been their go-to scorer today, now with 17. And he is 3 for 4 from the line. He's been ultra efficient everywhere, Brady. 6 of 8 from the field, 2 of 2 from downtown, now 3 of 4 from the free throw line.
And we talked about him early on in the first half. Came off the bench in every single game that he played last season as a true freshman, but now he's getting a chance to start in a bigger offensive role, and he's making the most of it, leading the team in points per game.
Jackson has to slow down and find Spears, who will launch another 3. Again, it's off the mark as that shooting woe just continues for Matt.
That's a frustrating night. Made his first one, but it's gone ice cold since then.
Brown again goes up and under for 2 more, and now he's chased down Miles Good and past him. He's got 20.
Brown right there using the triple option, puts it on the floor, gets on the hip of Lasisi, who is a great defender, but not able to keep up with Brown's speed.
And a foul is called there on Dreyer as Jackson Paul will try to stop this big run from Mount Vernon Nazarene. It's Dreyer's second, Jackson Paul's 3rd and 4th free throw of the day.
And when you talk about stopping a run, Jackson Paul is usually the player that gets it done for the Foresters, a veteran on this team who's very reliable in situations like you just mentioned.
JP rattles in the first. It's been a quiet day for Jackson. Only 5 points so far. Make it 6 after that free throw, but just a couple of games ago had the school's 3rd triple-double. So he's had a great year here in his last season of college basketball, and he is truly the poster child for working hard to get minutes. He was not in the rotation as a freshman. He redshirted, and now he's going to be a 1,000-point scorer here in the next few months. Heiss finds his footing for a long 2-point shot. Can't get it to go, and now JP again pushes it and will reset the offense.
I think the whole gym was surprised to see all the defenders back away from Heiss and allow that look. Ends up working out for HU, but that's not something you want to allow too often.
Lobbed up top. Lasisi kept it in. It was touched by Mount Vernon. But it's Huntington's basketball is good, operates, throws it up, should have probably just shot the ball, and now a loose ball rattled for Huntington. Thinks that Mount Vernon could have been out of bounds, but it's saved, and the Cougars have it again.
So the Tide's starting to turn here a little bit for Mount Vernon as they take a deep three, rattles in and out.
Now, Koenig has just had nothing going offensively today. He's got 2 points. JP, again, trying to get to the rim, and a foul is called, this time on Heiss. And it is 2 fouls on the Cougars as Matthew Spears will take a seat, and Kate Brenner will check back in.
This Huntington team just puts so much pressure on the defense because you can't sag off because they've been shooting extremely well from 3, but you can't press too hard because then they'll just drive and force blocking fouls like Good just did right there.
JP jabs, got his defender off him, now skips it down into Caden Johnson, who works through the doubles. That's good, and that's a spot, and it's off the mark, but Brenner kept it alive for KJ. And then a foul on Heiss, who took Caden Johnson's legs out. And he'll get the foul, and he'll also get the worst part of the fall. He was kind of landed on by Caden Johnson. Seems to be okay, but he'll sub out as B.D. Lori will come back in the game.
And maybe just got the wind knocked out of him right there. That's a big man coming down on top of you. He'll take a break, and sure he'll be back here in the game momentarily.
Huntington operating back in their offense is good, has it in that favorite spot of his on the left wing. Jackson Paul takes a 17-footer. It's too strong, tipped away by KJ, but then recovered by Dreyer.
Saw once that possession, Caden Johnson sort of running the offense at the top of the key. He has the ability to do that with how well he's been passing it. As Cougars penetrate right there, get an easy bucket.
Brown's got 22, just continues to find ways, and B.D. Lori has another personal foul as Huntington leads by 11, and a little extracurricular afterwards.
Surprised there's no whistle right there. Jackson Paul pushed Lori off of him.
It looks like Jackson Paul used the old veteran hook of the arm to get the foul called. JP's played in this league for a long time, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there was some hand checking from both players, but Lori, usually the offensive player, gets the benefit of the doubt.
They're going to keep the shot clock at 29 as Lori will hop back on JP. Jackson and Brenner and Johnson, Lasisi and Good, the 5 for the Foresters. Good hesitates and finds Jackson Paul, who will take one of these rare triples. Left it way short. Trent Koenig picks it out. Flatfoot couldn't handle it, and now Good will try to get it across the timeline against Koenig. Jackson Paul bails him out with a nice catch. This game has not been pretty in the second half.
That's just a bucket you're gonna look back on. Had a chance to draw it to within single digits, but they just can't get it done. HU forces a turnover.
Flatfoot picks up his 4th, and that will give us time to send it to a media timeout. Cougars on a nice run. Huntington only up 11 now on FDN Sports.
Timeout.
Hi, Forester family. My name is Miles Good.
Banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa's State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
back in Platt Arena, 55-44. It has been a rough offensive half so far for the Foresters. Just 2 points here in the first 5 minutes and 11 seconds. What do they need to do to get back on track here to start putting those points up like we saw in the first half?
I think just sort of stick to the game plan I imagine they had going into this game. Just penetrate inside. This is not a team that's going to shoot the lights out from three. So I think the Cougars just keep doing what you're doing, getting inside, put the pressure on the Forester defenders, and they've been making some of those looks here in the second half, which has allowed them to get right back in this game.
Beagle, another wide open look, this time short there. He knocked in his first two, he's missed the next two. B.D. Lori fires a high arcing shot. That one's way short. Up ahead, Jackson Paul catches, uses his body to let Lori fly by and scores a two.
That last shot by Lori looked like it was closer to hitting the ceiling than it was to actually going in the hoop.
Beagle is fouled as he's out and running with the steal. And just a little careless with the basketball there as Coach Ronay is clapping for his team to take control of that possession again. That is the second foul on Abib and Huntington already with just a little less than 6 minutes into this half in the bonus with the next defensive foul on the Cougs.
This has been the problem with HU. We had talked about it multiple times, just how streaky they can get offensively. Their defense doesn't necessarily take time off, but scoring the basketball consistently has been a bit of a problem for them.
JP is hammered on his way to the rim and has 2 more free throws coming. It was kind of a sloppy possession again, but Jackson turned the corner, and then you see the foul from Brown from behind. No ill intent, obviously going for the ball, but a big collision.
Yeah, and that's not going to feel good on the arm right there. Gets smacked in the forearm, going the opposite way that it should. But Jackson Ball going to have a chance of converting those points here at the charity stripe.
So we do have an official upset alert, and it is complete. Taylor just defeated IWU at their home gym 80-77.
Wow.
So a lot of early bouncing around in the standings. That makes you think about the Spring Arbor game a little bit for the Foresters. Think, man, if we could have just taken quality shots, taken care of the ball down the stretch, you'd be 2-0 in conference if you finish this one. But you learn from the losses, and Huntington went on a 5-game winning streak shortly after their loss to Ohio Christian, as a tough move inside is missed. Good defense there as Granville couldn't get it over the top of KJ.
Yeah, in the Crossroads season, there's usually going to be about 1 or 2 games, hopefully just one, where you lose one where you're not really supposed to lose. So hopefully for this Forester squad, they get that one out of the way, game number 1, the game that you maybe shouldn't have lost, and they can go on and have a successful season in the Crossroads.
Good, finds Beagle, who fires with 4 on the shot clock. It's off the mark again, and with 13 minutes left, it's Brown who's going right back to work. He is fouled and has more free throws coming. He has lived there today. He is someone that I imagine will work his way onto the first or second team. Mount Vernon's not projected to be high in the standings, so sometimes their players might fall from first to second, but this kid can really play, just a sophomore.
Yeah, the abilities that he's been able to display here tonight right in front of our eyes has definitely been worthy of a first team selection. He can really do it all. He can shoot, he can drive, and right there he's running the offense in transition. I can definitely see what you're saying, Preston.
59-45. He's got 23. He's leading all scorers right now in the game. Make it 24. He's got more than half of his team's points. They've got 46. The other players on the roster have 22 points. He's just been really their only offense.
It's been a quiet night for most of the Mount Vernon players, but Brown really picking up the slack, getting it done.
Good. Will try to go back to the rim. He stopped and found Beagle, who was open, tries to put it on the floor. Brenner working with KJ inside. Big lefty trying to get to his spot. He does, and he finishes.
Is that a hook shot right there? You don't see too many of those in today's game, but he gets that one-on-one, man-to-man defense, goes into the chest of Dreyer, gets a tough look.
I've seen a couple of sky hooks from him as Brenner reaches in and fouls. It's a 3-point opportunity for Dreyer. That is one that if you're Cade, Dreyer is 6'7". Caden Johnson is 6'11". I know you're trying to reach in, but why give up a chance for 3 than just allowing the bucket or let KJ recover and try to block?
Yeah, there's a time and place for that help side defense when you got a guy posting up. Not sure that was the time to do it. Brenner finds himself in some foul trouble with 12 minutes left in the second half.
And Brenner escape with Jones back in there now. He had 5 in the first half. As Caden Johnson again trying to get back to his left. That footwork is just so good, but he missed one right at the rim. And then it was last touch by Dreyer.
So the Mount Vernon sort of come out of that hard zone, giving more one-on-one opportunities to Caden Johnson. And the Foresters have been doing a good job finding it and getting him opportunities to post up and use that footwork that we've talked about so many times.
Brenner goes to the rim and can't get it to go off glass, and now Heiss pushes it ahead. Mount Vernon can get as close as 9 here. That would be the closest they've been, and make it 10, and a chance for 9 as Beagle fouls as he was beat again.
They get the switch, they get Caden Johnson out on the perimeter, and a great job recognizing that, knowing, hey, this is the time to drive. You don't have the 7-footer holding things down there. And a great job, works through some contact. Dreyer, we just talked about how Brown has had a great night. Dreyer, he's got a chance to get into double figures, and he's been rebounding and defending well as well.
A unique lineup here for the Foresters as they try to stop the bleeding. Right now, Mount Vernon in this second half has really dominated the game. They're up 16-9 in this second half, and now you look up, it's just a 9-point lead. And it's not been Huntington turnovers. They just can't find someone to consistently knock down some of these open looks.
Yeah, that's, we've talked about it a ton of times. It's just who is going to consistently hit those three-point shots? Who's going to hit the mid-range shots? Who's going to make the shots inside? Right now, HU still searching for that answer. Now it's time for the defense to step up, get some stops, which is going to make things a lot easier on your offense. You still have a lead. Well, for how long, we don't know.
Spears called for the offensive foul as Koning lobs it in. It's been a lot of Dreyer here the last few possessions. He works around and is able to score again, and now just a 7-point lead.
They are just feeding Dreyer down low. Lasisi, a pretty good defensive possession, all things considered. Plays defense without fouling, but Dreyer has just been unstoppable here in the second half.
Jones finds Brenner, works to his right, uses the screen from Spears and throws it away. Cade has not really done much well here in this second half.
Great defensive play there by Laurie. Now creates an open look for Koning. Not going to go.
Yeah, thankfully for the Foresters, Koning has just been ice cold. That could have made it a 4-point game. Now Brenner is fouled, and he's got a 1-and-1 situation. But man, I mean, here at the end of the day, these are college athletes, and it is a tough sport. But one of these guys they have to step up for HU. It's just time. It's their junior season. They've played a lot of college basketball. One of the three, really one of the two, Beagle and Brenner, one of them has to find consistency because they're getting lots of minutes. We're talking 20 to 25 minutes. And if not, Taden Metzger is sitting on the bench, shooting it at a high percentage, and now we're on to Jackson Jones, who's starting to get more of the run as well.
I would agree. It's sort of down to those two, and they've gotten plenty of opportunities. That's not the problem. They are on the floor pretty consistently. Brenner has had a hot couple of games, at least shooting the basketball. Defensively, it's been a bit of a struggle, but he's been shooting it pretty well. Tonight is not necessarily his night, but yeah, one of those two going to need to get going, and that's going to be what gets HU to the next level.
I will say they've both rebounded it well recently. Cade does have 5 rebounds, but they just have to find some sort of flow offensively or make a big impact on defense, which has been a struggle. Abib and Jackson Paul now fighting inside with Brown. He goes over the top of JP and again just is killing Huntington in that painted area. He's got all the moves.
When are you going to start sending the double team right now? Cougars not really a threat to hit open jumpers right now, as that's going to be a careless turnover.
Yep, and then Spears fouls and Heiss is heading to the free throw line.
So they're just getting everything done inside. I would say go into a drop coverage. You can play some guys. If they want to hit some open looks, go ahead and let them. But right now they have not shown the ability to do that consistently. And so until they do that, you have to send a double on Brown. You have to send a double on Dreyer. I think that's what's going to stop the bleeding here.
That is only the 6th point for Heist today. He's been cold shooting it, but we know he's averaging 19 points per game. And if he sees one go, maybe these free throws even could get him going. And with this free throw rattling in, it's now just a 5-point game.
Yeah, and he's another guy who has not had his best stuff. Don't want to let him get going here in the second half, because if that happens, you could find yourself losing here by a good amount pretty quick.
Jackson Paul working against Koning. And now Miles good into KJ, who has a foul called with the ball in his hands. It's Abib, and that is the 9th team foul. I think the referee said 2 shots, but it's a 1-and-1. Yep. Big free throws here. Got to make the first to get the second. Lefty is up and off the mark.
Oh, we talked about his struggles from the free throw line recently. That feels like a big miss right there.
Lori to make it a 2-point game, and he has.
Open looks right there. The high arching shot, and the Cougars are right back in it, only down 2.
Lori knocks in his first shot. It is a 30-second timeout. It is going to turn into a full media timeout with 10:02 left. Huntington up 2 on FDN Sports. Back in Platte Arena, the Cougars have made this a tight basketball game. It is 63-61. Huntington has been up 20 a couple of times in this game, being outscored 25-10 in the second half. Just nothing going really well offensively for Huntington University. They've started to miss free throws, a lot of open looks. You gotta find a way to get back into your offense. Obviously, Mount Vernon has heated them up a little bit. They've got 4 turnovers here in the second half. But someone like Miles Good, who played so confident in the first half, try to take over this game and hit a big shot for your team.
Yeah, this is sort of where you earn your stripes right here. You're facing some adversity. You had a big lead, lost it, only up by 2. This is where some of the younger players or some of the vets step up and earn their team a win.
Lasisi against the shorter and probably a little less strong BD Lori. Decides to just bounce it back out, so Huntington's got to work late in the clock again. Johnson puts it on the floor. 6 on the shot clock. Good. Forces a tough one. Lasisi gets the O board, and he's fouled by Lori. And it's free throws for Kalen again. Bailed out Huntington there on that shot. And of course, we play about 30 seconds, and we've got the official media timeout. So we'll take another break. Huntington up 2, Kalen Lasisi at the free throw line when we come back.
Hi, my name's Bob Cayley. I'm a real estate broker with RE/MAX Results in Indiana. I love helping people buy and sell real estate. And I have a buyer's guide and a seller's guide to help people with the process. I'm also a longtime supporter of Huntington University baseball. I love supporting them and rooting them on to victory. If you have any questions about buying or selling, you can contact me at 260-519-1724.
Back in Platte Arena, where things have gotten a little more tense between the Huntington University Foresters and the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars. Just a 2-point game as Mount Vernon has really started to dominate this game. And again, we've seen Huntington go through these stretches, Brady, right now offensively. Just nothing smooth. There's no smooth operating. The open shots we saw in the first half, none of that is there here in the second half.
Yeah, and I think right now they're just sort of playing one-on-one ISO basketball. They need to get back to what they were doing early on and really throughout the whole first half, swinging the ball, pop, 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 setting screens, not forcing tough shots. Jackson Paul's driven in a couple times one-on-one and had success, but I think when you're having troubles offensively, swinging the rock and getting defenders moving is always a good way to get some good opportunities for your offense.
CC's first of 2 is good. It's the first point for the Foresters in quite a while. He's perfect from the line today, 3 of 3. Chance to make it a 4-point game for the Foresters. Galen up with the second, and perfect. Those have all looked about the same today, not even touching the rim. So it's a good sign from a guy who shot right around 54% from the charity stripe last year.
Yeah, still a ton of time, but those feel like big shots right there to extend the lead out to 4.
Ice into a strong left. He finds Abib, who knocked one down in the first half. Brown gets the rebound, gets the second offensive rebound, goes up against KJ, and he's blocked as Caden Johnson stayed straight up, and then a foul is called on Mount Vernon as Good is pushed over.
Great defense by Caden Johnson right there on that possession. You get the look that you want for HU Abib, taking the 3, he misses it, but you gotta pull down the board. Brown gets it, but Caden Johnson blocks 2 shots in a row, and the scramble leads to a foul on Good, and they're gonna be able to put some points on the board here with the clock stopped.
And if you're a Mount Vernon fan, not good news. That's a 4th foul on Isaiah Brown, who has been the best offensive player in this entire game.
Now the question is, for Coach Ryan, do you leave him in? Because he's been your most consistent option. But with 9 minutes left in the second half, do you sit him for a bit and trust that your reserve's going to keep you in this game and keep Brown for down the stretch?
So I think they just changed that foul to number 2, so that'd be Peyton Heiss. Yeah, they did. Right here at the scoreboard, they changed that. So Heiss now has 4, and Brown still has the 3. So Heiss, who obviously is a great player, but today Brown's clearly been the best choice. So you're okay with that if you're Mount Vernon. Brown's got it now. Puts it on the floor, goes into Jackson Paul, and it's a blocking foul on Jackson, and it's more free throws for Isaiah.
See if we can get another look at that. Jackson Paul, HU wanted a charge. I think he just lost his balance right there as the HU fans see that up on the big board. Yeah, I think Jackson Paul maybe just lost his balance there a little bit. I think that's the right call.
So that's the second on Brown. He's back to the free throw line where he has spent the majority of his day. This will be free throw number 9 and 10, and that's only the second one he's missed.
He's been very good from the stripe tonight. And scoring points with the clock stopped is going to be crucial here for the Cougars with 9 minutes left in the second half.
Makes the second as Johnson and Abib wrestling inside for that rebound. Lob up top. Jackson Paul will break the press. Huntington up 5, less than 9 minutes left in Platt Arena. 1-0 Mount Vernon against 0-1 Huntington. Good to JP, 15 on the shot clock. This is where Jackson creates. Tries to get inside, he finds a wide open Cade Brenner who hits a massive 3.
We talked about it. Who is going to step up? Brenner gets a look from the corner and hits it. That feels like a huge shot.
Dreyer responds, but this time with a miss. Brenner pulls down his 6th rebound. That has to go in. I know basketball is tough, but that shot right there from Beagle or Brenner or Taden Metzger has to go in.
Oh my.
Jackson Paul takes a tough shot as Lassisi creates a second chance. Good will fire. It's off the mark, and Jackson gets up, and it looks like he poked Brown in the face, and it's more free throws as both teams are in the double bonus.
Jackson Paul tapping his chest. He knows that's on him. I get it's a hustle play. You're both going up for the rebound, but he picks up his 3rd personal. And again, Brown, who's been great from the line, is going to have a chance to score without the clock running.
Just went 1 of 2 from the line. This is free throw number 11 and 12 for him. Puts in the first. And it's back to just a 7-point game. Huntington doesn't have much foul trouble. You look up and down, it's 3 on Jackson and 4 on Matthew Spears, 3 on Brenner. So those are 3 guys kind of keep an eye on. For Mount Vernon, they have 1 with 4, actually 2 with 4 with Plattfoot. And then out on the floor right now, it's Brown with 3. Eight minutes left. Huntington up 2 possessions, trying to stay perfect in Platt Arena, where they do have 2 ranked wins already this season. Caden Johnson, a rare touch here in this second half. Back to the basket, double comes. He was looking to skip to Brenner, and now he's got to find Cade just to relieve some pressure. 5 on the shot clock. JP finds Cade, another 3, and in as he has hit the 2 biggest threes of the night.
Cade Brenner, when his number has been called here in the second half, he has answered with 2 huge threes on the back-to-back possessions.
And a hold is going to be called on Miles Good, and it's more free throws, this time for Abib, as Jared Yock is being told to calm down by one of our officials. Jared's feisty over there. I like it. It's very different from Corey Alford, completely different, but he talks about how that meshed them so well.
I was just going to say, Coach Corey Alford usually had no problems. He was very stoic on the sidelines, but Coach Yock, I love both those styles of play, and that's how you get that balance from the head coach to the assistant coach. Now, Coach Yock, he's definitely a fiery coach and a fiery leader, and I think his players respond very well to that.
Both teams have been at the free throw line a lot. In fact, 24 free throws for Mount Vernon, 25 for Huntington, and both teams are 21 of 24 and 21 of 25, so they're making good use of it. Back in this same spot, a 7-point game. JP uses the screen and is bumped by Dreyer, and it's more free throws for Jackson Paul.
I don't know if I love that call right there. Dreyer had the hand straight up, contact. We're going to get another look at it. Dreyer did take a couple steps into him, but it looked like the contact was initiated by Paul. But now after a second look, I think the officials got that one right.
JP makes the first, 6 of 7 from the free throw line today. 73% on the season. He's raising that percentage. It's the 3rd on Dreyer. 26th and 27th free throw for the Foresters, and both of them are good to put them back up 9. Huntington is looking for a stop. It seems like every time they get in this range, Brady, they fouled to give up more free throws.
It's been a free throw shooting contest with the Cougars in the second half.
Dreyer with a little bit of size against Lasisi goes to his left hand. He came down and he traveled.
I was waiting for the whistle right there. It came a little bit late. I was signaling it for him. Dreyer hung up there just a bit too long, lands down, going to be called for the travel.
Huntington going to put another shooter in as Kalen Lasisi will step out. It's Landon Beagle who replaces him. So 4 guards and Caden Johnson on the floor for the Foresters. Jackson will break the press on his own and then pull it back to reset at the volleyball line. 6:30 left, and Jackson throws it away. Brown against Good. Back to the basket, goes up, and a foul is called as the turnover was created by Brown, and he'll have more free throws.
Just an unusual turnover there by Jackson Paul. Usually so good at running that offense, especially down the stretch right there. Just too soft of a pass jumped by Brown. He's gonna have another chance at the free throw line. I feel like that's where he's been spending most of his time here in the second half.
Brown again staying pretty solid at the free throw line. He has over 30 points now as he makes that one. He's at 31. Brown good on the second. Only a sophomore, folks. He's gonna be a name to remember in the Crossroads League for the next 3 years. You talk about that turnover by Jackson Paul being uncharacteristic. He had a few of those late in the game that were very costly at Spring Arbor as well. You got to take care of the ball here, 6 minutes left. Good, who's been quiet, finds JP, who spins into trouble. Miles cuts through the lane, finds Caden Johnson, scores it, and a chance for a three-point play.
Caden Johnson puts the palms up, looking up like, finally, got one to go. Caden Johnson, back-to-back Crossroads League Player of the Week. When in doubt, you can always go to him for a bucket. He works his way through the contact, gets the and one bucket to go.
Yep, foul right on the left arm there as KJ finishes at just 2 of 5 from the line today. His 6th attempt is perfect, puts him at 50%, puts Huntington back up by double digits. Brown, again, the size against JP, and it's a no call, and it's a 2-point bucket. Bench for Mount Vernon begging for a flop.
I'm not sure if is that a call in college basketball. I know it is in the NBA.
They were very strict about it a few years ago, and since then they've kind of not really called it at all. First one's a warning, the second one's a one-shot technical. Good. Carves through the lane and finally gets back to attack mode. I've been waiting on that as he's got 22 to lead the way for HU.
We saw that a ton in the first half, and that is a huge reason why he is leading this HU squad in points with 22. But right there, goes back to the bread and butter, cuts to the defense, and right there, Dreyer responds with 2 points of his own.
Man, that's 6'7", putting on the floor and going up and under for a tough 2. And again, Mount Vernon just hanging around striking distance, down 8. We are in the area of our last media timeout. The next stoppage will send us there. Beagle finds JP. Caden Johnson battling inside. Has to get back out of the lane. Good's time to go. Miles flips it up, and a chance for 2 shots at the free throw line. Today, Miles has been as good as it gets. And we will go to a break with Huntington up 8 on FDN Sports.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
That last foul officially the 4th on Isaiah Brown now, so him and Heiss both with 4. These teams both well over 20 free throws on the night. And we talked about it. Miles Good was so good at creating his own shot in the first half. He was in attack mode. In the second half, he's been more of the player we saw in the first 5, kind of standing back, being the sidekick. Well, he's turned into Superman these last 2 possessions, and now he's got a chance to go back to the line. I think it is so important for Huntington to just have Miles Good stay on the attack and look to score.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Miles Good has shown in previous games, I'm thinking about the Morningside game, that he can get things done when it matters the most. He had a big-time step-back 3 to really ice the game here at Platt Arena, and now he's getting more and more opportunities to play make and get his own shots off late in the game. He's making the most of it here. He's had a chance to put his team up by 9 or 10.
Good, who has 22 today, just matched his career high that he just set on Wednesday against Spring Arbor. So one more free throw here will be a new career high for the 2nd straight game for Miles, who is 6 for 6 from the line. Make it 7 for 7 and a new career high of 24.
He is going to have a great career here in the white and green at Huntington University.
Inside, Lasisi steps in and just couldn't collect. That's one of those plays, you're in a situation where you want to react so quickly, but if the best athletes in the world slow their minds down, and if Caleb would have got that, just launch it to the other end and keep it in play because that keeps draining the shot clock.
Yeah, sort of like a cornerback trying to intercept a pass right there. You get too excited that this ball is headed straight towards you and you end up dropping it.
Kind of like that. Brown goes and gets it, as he's been the go-to guy. 34 points for the sophomore wearing number 3 for Mount Vernon. Nice move by Koenig, but good recover as well. Doesn't allow him to get a shot off, and now Brown has to create with 3 on the shot clock, rises and air balls, and it's a shot clock violation created by the Foresters.
I talked about the perimeter defense by Miles Good. We saw it on full display right there. Koenig goes behind the back, tween, step back, and Miles Good is unfazed. He stays right in his grill, forces the pass, and a tough look from Brown and a shot clock violation. That is all created by Miles Good's stop.
Jackson Paul has it here and will dribble through the pressure from Trent Koenig. JP stuck on 13 right now to go along with 7 assists and 3 rebounds. Another high assist game for the grad as Brenner launches and hits. He's got 3 massive triples in the second half.
Cade Brenner's gone hot. That's going to be a whistle on Miles Good, looks like. Yeah, they're going to get Miles Good right there. His 3rd foul. But what I was talking about with Cade Brenner, sort of like Katy Perry said, sometimes he's hot and sometimes he's cold. Right now he's hot here late in the second half.
Got 3 threes now today. And he is up to 11 points, 6 rebounds as well. It's not like we'd ever root against someone. It just is the fact. It's sports. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to have some of these guys step up and play better than what they have, or a bigger role than what they have in the past. And Cade Brenner has done that here in this second half. And Coach Ronay calls a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll go ahead and keep it right here. Huntington, the Foresters, will be back in action, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brady. Is it not till December 6th? They got a little break here. I got to pull up the schedule, make sure I'm right.
Yeah, I think that's right. It'll be IWU, formerly number 1. Probably won't be there by the time the next AP poll comes out next Wednesday, but highly ranked team here coming to Platte Arena.
I'm actually wrong. That is the next time they'll be home, but they'll be at Race next Wednesday, who's only number 3 in the country. And then they'll face who was just number 1 in the country. This is all in a row, by the way. So probably number 3 at this point, Grace. Number 1 as of now, Indiana Wesleyan. Number 2, Arizona Christian. So they play the top 3 teams in the country all right in a row. So how about that for first-year head coach Jared Yock? Put on the boxing gloves.
It's a challenge right there. I would say it's a pretty tough schedule, probably as tough as it can get.
So we will move it back ahead, and of course our next FDN Sports broadcast will be on the 25th. That is women's basketball against St. Xavier, if you're coming back to watch some more Forester hoops. Brenner bounces it into Lassisi's. Barely put the ball towards the hoop at all today. When he has, he's been efficient. He falls away, tries to score, wraps it up, and it is a jump ball created, and it's another possession for HU.
Talk about a veteran move right there by Lassisi. Doesn't get the shot to go, but able to grab that ball straight out of the hands of Abai and gets a jump ball.
He's had as many as 17 rebounds in a game. He's fearless going after the basketball. Brenner, and now Miles Good. Miles trying to dribble past Heiss, goes behind the back, floats one up to Lassisi. Brenner will fire from the parking lot, and it's off the mark as Lassisi is fouled trying to rebound, and it's 2 more free throws for Kalen.
Really, for both teams, the fouls have just been absolute killers. It seems like more now for the Cougars, as HU is going to get a chance at 2 points when it looked like Mount Vernon had to stop.
So Lassisi was 4 of 4 from the line today. We'll shoot number 5 and 6, and that one's off the mark. Huntington 26 of 31 from the free throw line. Mount Vernon 25 of 28. Lots of free throws if that's your thing.
Lots of free throws, and Huntington with a chance to go up here by 12. that lead feels like a lot with just the way that Mount Vernon has not been able to shoot from three. That's at least 6 field goals and a couple stops if Mount Vernon's going to want to get back in the game.
And a foul is called. It's going to be on Jackson Paul. And the shooter should be Dreyer as JP picks up his 4th. There's another look as JP just ran through Dreyer.
Devin Dreyer at the line for the Cougars.
86-74. Forester fans not happy.
They want a moving screen right there. Didn't get a great look on the replay review, but regardless, Dreyer's going to have a chance to score here from the free throw line.
Dreyer knocks in another free throw. He's had a nice day offensively as well. He's kind of been the second guy down from Brown, but he's got 16, and he's 6 of 10 from the field. His only misses are from 3. And the free throw line there. Aiden Johnson just yanked down his 6th rebound. One of the rare times we might not see him get to 10+ rebounds here today. 46 left. Dreyer works through, lobs it up. Johnson catches, adjusts, and scores.
Hayden Johnson, it feels odd to say it hasn't exactly been his night when he scored 15 points. He's got 8 or 9 rebounds, but he's sort of been quiet, relevant to how well he's played this season. As Assisi sends that one back.
And Jackson Paul keeps it in play as Good runs ahead. Looking for some options. He finds Kalen, who finds Brenner to put this one away, and he does.
That feels like icing on the cake right there. Cade Brenner not going to get more open than that. It makes it count. Hits him with a line drive 3-point shot to presumably put this one away.
Dreyer comes right back. It feels like the dagger. I think it will be the dagger. Now as Good runs ahead with Heiss chasing him down with the 4 fouls. Lassisi goes strong and scores another one. Flexes those muscles afterwards.
Uses the muscles, uses the body control. Lassisi is so good down low as he works to the contact. And looks like the half-court press is slowing down here as Mount Vernon might be waving the white flag.
Miles Good, 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists now. Jackson Paul has 13, 10 assists, 3 rebounds. Bounces it in for another assist, and Caden Johnson is fouled, and more free throws for the big fella, as Huntington is a minute 18 away from Coach Jared Yock's first Crossroads League win as a head coach.
I think the roof would have popped off this place if Caden Johnson was able to slam that one home, but either way, he has really stepped up when this team has needed him most. The junior having a fantastic season so far. Sort of took a backseat to Miles Good, I would say, tonight, but when his number has been called, he has answered in a big-time way.
Dreyer is now fouled out for the Cougars. We will have Jared Yock at the end of this game for a post-game interview. Unfortunately, we could not get him in time for the halftime break. And I will tell his father, Joe Yock, that is not his fault, because Joe tells him he's not Coach K. He still has to come talk to us. Of course, Joe's a big UNC guy, so not the biggest fan of Coach K. But he did try to come over here. We just couldn't do it because we were showing some of the Treehouse. And we will have Jared shortly after the game is over. Euro step Heiss, pretty move again, and Coach Ronay down 15 with 1:04 left, wants to burn another timeout.
Where's that been all night from Heiss? He goes high, low, uses his body right there to get a layup with the right hand.
So Huntington up 15. We talked about the brutal schedule coming up. It is a very tough and glaring schedule, and you look at it, you've got, I will say that you have Grace could be #1. I mean, really, that's what could happen. IWU's not going to drop all that much, even though Taylor was not projected to be extraordinarily strong this year. But IWU still, they've got a 7-3 transfer from Stony Brook waiting to come in at the Christmas break, and they've got Luke Brown, who scored 35 at Florida State 2 years ago as a Stetson player. So take that as you will. They're about to come in here pretty soon, and maybe Huntington does what they did a few years ago and have one of those big performances to take down another highly ranked team.
They're definitely going to be tested. They're going to have a couple chances to do it. And I would say it'd be great if you could just come out with one win in that stretch. I feel like, in my eyes, that is a win as a whole in that stretch.
And they'll be competitive. They're not going to get rocked in games. I mean, this Jared Yacht attitude will not allow that to happen. Is good. Looks to add on. Lasisi again creates another possession. He's done that all night long.
Sort of just a story of the night right there.
And Abib fouls. Coach Renee was trying to tell him not to, and I think it was the clapping from the Forester fan. He thought his coach said to foul. The score is not going to really show you how close this game got. I mean, it was tight, and in fact, Mount Vernon had a chance to take a lead with a three-point shot after being down 20 in this first half.
Yeah, this was sort of a gut check here for the Foresters. I would say a very impressive win if this game turns out the way it's supposed to. With 25 seconds left, looks like it will. Definitely a toughness win, I would say, for this Jared Yacht group, picking up his first career conference win.
Koning sidesteps, fires a three, finally gets one to go. That's about the first time he's been able to knock one in tonight. As Brenner will dribble it across the timeline, Mount Vernon will call off the Dogs, and Huntington will be victorious. 96-82 win for Jared Yacht's first career Crossroads League win as a head coach. Congrats to him. We'll talk to him shortly. This Forester offense, they were kind of a roller coaster. It took them a while to get going in this second half, but you got to say, Cade Brenner, Miles Good came up with some big shots again for HU.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster, but if this offense is a roller coaster, I'm riding it, baby. This is a fun team to watch through the highs and the lows. They just seem to somehow always get the job done here, especially at home. Jared Yacht has got this group rolling.
So we wait for Coach Yacht to come over and speak with us following the 7th win of the season, now 7-2 and 1-1 in the Crossroads League, as we are awaiting his arrival. Hopefully, I think, yeah, here he comes. All right, Coach Yacht will put on the headset. And Coach Yacht, first of all, congrats on your first Crossroads League win as a head coach. You guys moved to 7-2. It's kind of a roller coaster ride there. You had that big lead. They started to turn you over, make you a little uncomfortable, but your guys came out, and Cade Brenner and Miles Good really hit some big shots down the stretch for you.
Yeah, I thought we just got a little bit complacent in the second half, and we knew they're a team they were just gonna keep punching. We said that at halftime. It was crazy. We played them dead even in the first half, except for one 5-minute segment. We got up by 18, and we knew, hey, that's not the type of team they are. They're gonna keep swinging, but we had scored 8 points 8 minutes into the second half, and we talk about points per possession. We're at 1 point per minute. So CB and Miles stepped up though and hit some shots to get us going, and got us the victory in the second half.
We've talked about Miles Good a lot, and I feel like I'm a broken record. You told me he was going to be the surprise of the season. He's more surprising than that even. I mean, 24, 8-5, back-to-back games with career high. He's doing everything for your team right now, and he just looks more confident over these last few games.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing at the high level of confidence, like you said. He's a very good player. You know, he just makes the right play over and over again. And then when JP has 15 and 10, and those two have it going like that, we're going to be really hard to beat.
Right. And you guys have one of the toughest stretches in the entire country coming up. I don't know if you know this, but IWU was beat today at Taylor. So Taylor beat them 80-77. They'll probably throw the rankings around a little bit. That doesn't really matter. It's probably 3 of the top 5 to 10 teams in the country coming up. What's going to be the message to your team? Come away with a couple of wins and play those teams tough.
Yeah, it's going to be the message it's been all preseason. Our standard is our standard. We're gonna rely on our identity of toughness and being able to outcompete you. And these guys are prepared for this moment, right? They've gone through it in the preseason. We've gone through championship weekends. We've played good teams. Everything we've done up to this point is to prepare for these type of games. So we'll be ready to go and excited and looking forward to those ones.
All right, Coach. We will see you up at Winona Lake, I believe, next Wednesday, and then home against IWU. And enjoy Thanksgiving, and hope you have a good rest of your day.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, guys.
So Jared Yock on his first career Crossroads League win. Of course, always generous for him to join us. Our crew just killed it again today. An excellent broadcast, Brady. Huntington, they made us a little nervous, but they did come away with the win. And it's a big one. 0-2 and 1-1 in this league is just a much different thing.
They're doing a great job recovering after that first loss of Spring Harbor. Protects the home court. Platt Arena, as I mentioned in the pregame, it just seems like all of Huntington's teams just seem to play so well here in this arena, which is such a great thing to watch here. Huntington protects their home floor, gets even on the Crossroads season, 1-1.
Next time we will be on FDN Sports, it will be next Wednesday. It'll be next Wednesday, as a Mount Vernon fan is upset about the foul calls. I guess it's Tuesday. Sorry, I got distracted. Anyways, for Preston Husband, Brady Gallo, the rest of our FDN Sports crew, it was an exciting one here today. Great job by our students, all of our crew. Brady, another excellent job by you. We will see you guys on Tuesday evening, and have a very happy Thanksgiving if we don't talk to you before then. See you later.
I just wanna slide. Parties in the sky like it's 2055. She said, boy, you nice.
you